Hello, fellow gamers. I'm Gloryhound, and this is
Dr. Unprepared Gloryhogg.
You're supposed to be the prepared.
I'm waiting for. I was waiting for like the intro stuff. But I always forget it. This is like short.
You're supposed to be super prepared today because I'm not prepared
nobody
today.
wants to sponsor us.
Not prepared today. Well, our backers technically sponsor us on Patreon, so we get some sponsorship, okay?
My mom drops off taquitos every couple days, so that's
that's true. They do, and laundry detergent, which is really nice, and toilet paper.
That is,
so,
yeah,
like,
there was a period of time where my mom, for whatever reason, because I lost my job, she would bring us like toilet paper.
Toilet paper, like so much. Like you could build a toilet paper castle in our back room.
Though, because now she's stopped, and now I'm like, oh man,
it's been half a year, and we're like, man, we could really use.
Now I gotta buy my own toilet paper. It's rough.
This is terrible. Hello to our chat today. So it looks like we have Battle Cry in chat, Ellen in chat, we have Omar and Petter. Let's see here. Stefan is in chat. Hello.
When my wife said a few hours to drop off the kiddo, she's talking about it was about 40 minutes or so one way.
Just Joe blogs.
Everyone thinks you drove for like 6 hours or something.
Oh my gosh. No. It was
in
2
Arizona,
hours.
40 minutes is like a long time. But like in other parts of the world, they're like, take me 3 hours to get to my friend's house in St. Paul. Like they drive in other parts of the country.
2 hours round trip. So, and plus it was like super trafficky and stuff. It was bad.
It wasn't 2 hours, but okay.
It was bad. Why are you like this? Why you gotta diss me on stream? That's it.
I've made that trip. It's not 2 hours.
It was trafficky. I know when I left and when I came back. I know when I left.
Did you stop and get a coffee?
You know what, Doctor? I'm done with you today.
Did you talk to them when you were there?
I'm already 100% done with you today.
Did you talk to the people when
you were there? It's going to be a
there?
fantastical stream, everyone. My hometown, St. Paul, would be about 3 hours. Listen, the kiddo wanted to go horseback riding with their friends, so I was like, all right, let's do this. Okay, first up, we have Moon Adventures in a Grove and Dokojong by Oink Games. This is for a plethora of gamers that I'm not sure of, and it goes some sort of minutes, which also I am not sure of. Well, because it is three different games. It's three different games. Now,
you made it really weird.
I don't know if anybody is familiar with Oink Games. I mean, I'm assuming everybody being so knowledgeable in our chat here is like experts at Oink Games. Oink Games are really hard to get just in general.
Are they hard to get?
Yeah, they're really hard to get because, okay, so first off, in order to like order an Oink game, this is a Japanese-based, I think they're Japanese. I think it's a Japanese-based game company. So everything that you're ordering from there gets imported. So you're going to be paying extra money for all the importing and everything. Let's see here. What is it? Hold on. I thought I saw something about, isn't that what fathers do? Give horseback rides? Hello, Fatal Paper Cut.
To a certain point, my dad hasn't done it for years. I think I'd crush him.
So if you are interested in Oink Games, Kickstarters like this are really great ways to get a whole bunch of them in at a decent price because you're going to be paying for the shipping cost just up front anyway, okay? With these particular games here, hello, Kabuki. Do you want to talk about any of the games, Doctor?
Yeah, no, scroll down. So there's 3 different games here. They all have very different styles. So Moon Adventure is very similar to their Deep Sea Adventure.
Yeah.
Deep Sea Adventure, you go basically, it's got a bunch of tiles that you lay out and you go down the little path and you're trying to collect loot and get back up before you run out of oxygen. Moon Adventure is similar, except it's co-op and you're on the moon. You're heading out, but you're going to run out of oxygen also. So as you see, you're rolling dice to see how many actions you have, how far you can go. You're trying to collect supplies and bring them back. You don't know if the supplies are going to be good supplies or not good supplies. So it's a cooperative game, but it is a push your luck style game.
Alan says, I've never really heard of Oink Games. Really? Oh, that's terrible. I love a lot. They make a lot of small box games that I really like. I like quite a few of them.
Chase was like, the popular Oink Games are on Amazon.
What?
Like, where did you get Deep Sea Adventure from?
Eventually, Deep Sea Adventure, there's I think 3 different Oink Games that eventually got picked up by Barnes & Noble, but you're still paying like $25 or something like that per a box on there. Like, they're expensive little box games, but I do really like them.
Okay, so this one is a push your luck cooperative game where you're delving out into the moon, or you're searching the moon for supplies while trying not to run out of oxygen. You got to share oxygen. You've got like a little bit of a pandemic-y feel where there's like different player powers. It seems like each player can kind of give different things to the group. So probably better in like 3 or 4 players, I would imagine, since it's not a long game. It's going to be a shorter game.
I really liked Deep Sea Adventures, and I was excited to see this one here just because I already like Deep Sea Adventures, and then I thought like this one being more cooperative, because Deep Sea Adventures is not cooperative. It's really like
No, you go get
super
your loot
risky
and get back.
business, and you try to get back as fast as possible, and you hope that the other players run out of air. Like you're basically just trying to help them run out of air. Like, well, I mean, it's very cutthroat. This one I feel is a lot better. Not being so cutthroat.
Well, one is what they call competitive. The other one is cooperative. Although you've proven many times that we can play a cooperative game competitively somehow.
Oh, well, you know.
There's been many a time where we've been good 30, 60 minutes into a cooperative game, and it's like, wait, we're playing this together?
Are we on the same team right now? Fake Artist is at Target, absolutely. We're lucky that Oink Games has been picked up by a couple of bigger companies within the last year here, because that's right, I did see one at Target.
U.S. distributors. So Dokojong, I think is how you say.
Dokojong? Young?
Sure, I don't know. The way this one's played is you've got a dog.
This one's so cute. Sorry.
You've got a dog that's hidden amongst your 5 tiles, and then you and everybody at the table kind of goes back and forth about which doors you want to open. And you're trying to basically open as much, you're trying to find everybody else's dog without them finding your dog. And so you're giving away information now. So if someone's like, oh, let's open up 1, 2, and 3, or let's open up 1 and 2, and you're like, let's open up 2, 3, 4. Instead, people are like, ooh, why does he not want to open up 1? And they're like, oh, no, let's open up 1, 2, and 3. And
that seems
so
suspicious.
you go back and forth like that, and you're essentially trying to find other people's dogs without your dog getting found. If your dog gets found out too much, you'll lose. If you find other people's dogs fast enough, you'll win. So it's kind of like a hidden information game, I guess, is what you call that one. But that's essentially how that one works.
There's no Gloryhound in team. Well, that's true.
Yeah.
Like, I was going to say Gloryhound makes cooperative games cutthroat, at least in a hidden traitor.
That's true also.
Well, you know, I try to make the cooperative games really interesting is what it is, okay?
I feel like one of us takes the cooperative a little bit more seriously than the other one. I'm like, all right, what can we do? And you're like, whee! You become like Leroy Jenkins. You're like, I'm going to go check out over this tile. So I'm like, we should probably stick together. You're like, I'm checking out these tiles. As you just run to the next area. And I'm like, oh, okay, we're going to die.
This one here, I thought this one was going to be the simplest of them, but I really, really like this because I feel like this is a super simple deduction game that can be incredibly complex with the players that you play with, and then the more times you play it, because this is a game where your strategy the first game you play is completely different than your strategy for the 10th game you play, because people are going to catch on to what you did the first time, and then you're like, everybody's strategy is going to evolve. So this one here, I feel, is going to be like so much fun, like for such a simple game. I'm super excited about that.
I feel like I would name my dog Mario, and then every time somebody would find, I'd be like, it's me, Mario.
Nah.
That's what I would do.
Those are some cute little dogs, right? They're so cute, right?
There is meat in the word team, so which is true. Whenever you've got more than one person with you, you always have emergency supplies. People always forget about that. If you're out with somebody and you get into trouble, you always have emergency supplies. The other person.
Oh, doctor. This one here is In the Grove, which is apparently a revised edition. I have not played In the Grove here. It looks really interesting.
Yeah, you're trying to deduce who's the criminal in this one. And they've updated
but like
the
you're all
rules.
criminals or something, right? Wasn't it?
It's kind of complicated because they didn't explain. They explained the changes from the original, but not necessarily how the actual game itself works the same way. So they didn't really get into it too much. I couldn't tell, but it is a deduction style game.
So you're saying, Dr. Gloryhogg, that she was doing what you're doing in Diablo?
Battle looting. Yeah, I guess that's true.
I don't battle loot, okay? Battle looting is just a horrible, horrible thing. Nobody should be battle looting.
That is a bold-faced lie. You do too, 100%
No way.
battle loot.
Okay, hold on. I only battle loot because you're battle looting, and then I get frantic because I'm not getting any loot, and I feel like I need loot, so then I start to battle loot. But it's purely because of you. If you did not battle loot, I would not be battle looting, and that's how that works.
Her definition of battle looting is being the person that kills the monster and is literally standing over the treasure and picks it up and then goes, hey, now that we killed a bunch of stuff, do you want to separate this stuff? Like, here's all the cloth items I have, and then I drop them. and I say, hey, here's half the money, and I drop it, and then she goes, you are battle looting, and you only gave me more than half my share. Okay,
What?
okay,
What?
sure. There's many times where you got better loot, and I was just like, yeah, here you go.
This is a sore subject. Battle looting is a very sore subject, and the greedy gobbling is also a very sore subject.
She doesn't.
For us.
Let me say this: we played World of Warcraft for many years. She never once paid my repair bill. Never once.
That's your own fault for getting hit so much.
She's like, hey, can you tank this for me? And I'm like, sure. And then she's back there like, wand. I'm doing minimum DPS. I'm doing minimum damage to the boss. And so that you just stand there and get killed. And I'm like, oh, I'm dead. I got to pay for my repairs. I don't have enough money. And she's like, I got plenty of gold. I got one.
T-Brick. Class 1 defense. I only did it because you were doing it. That's exactly it.
Ridiculous.
You know, the same way the doc steals the last puzzle piece in order to be the one who completes it. Hound waits till the last moment to hit the monster for 1 HP and gets the same reward.
Yeah. So I know Alan likes some micro games.
Yes.
I like the idea of micro games more than I like actually playing them. I recently have found myself purging a lot of micro games because I had drawers full of them, and I open them up and I've got like 30 of these micro games. I'm like, I have more micro games than I have like other games in certain types. And I'm like, I'm not going to play all these. So I kind of got down to the point where I'm like, am I going to actually play this one over any other game? I'm like, probably not.
The only thing that always hurts about Oink Games is the price. So you're going to be paying quite a bit for each game here. It's like $20 a game, and then plus for shipping to the US, I think it's another $25 or something. But that is kind of like, that's kind of the standards. That's just what you're going to be paying. It doesn't get much less expensive than that. I mean,
I guess it's not, $20 isn't horrible
honestly,
for a game. The shipping hurts though.
I usually end up picking them up at conventions, but since there are no conventions, now you're seeing them as a first-time creator on here. So I'm like, oh, this is where they're going to try to start selling maybe.
Yeah.
There's new stuff during the pandemic because I know a lot of people would pick up Oink Games. Like their booths would straight up just sell out at conventions.
Well, right, because they're like little tiny games for $20.
Right.
There's usually, it's a decent amount of gameplay out of them.
And you can pick up quite a couple of them and everything and get like a lot of play out of them and then take them a lot of places and everything. So super great company.
I don't feel like I want to like be the person that always carries games all the time anymore. I used to bring so many games and only play like 2 of them. So I'm just.
If you're gonna carry games, what you want to do is you want to carry the small games because you don't want to break your back carrying the big games. Like you don't want to be carrying around Super Fantasy Brawl. You want to be.
It's pretty light actually.
Carrying around Moon Adventure and Dokojong.
Do I? If I bring in Super Fantasy Brawl, like in both hands, someone's gonna have to play it. Cause I'm like, can you hit the door for me? Like people are gonna have to play it. It's just like a thing.
So DrGloryhogg, would you back this?
No, not for me. Just because I feel like I want to purge more of our tiny games because we have, like I said, 3 drawers full of tiny games.
I really want 2 of these games.
I'm sure you do.
Okay, so somebody in the U.S. needs to back this with me and we can split the games.
Honestly, I mean, you'll probably play it more with a kid than with me. I just don't see myself playing these a bunch.
I think Dooo Jong's going to be super good, and I already love this one. Plus, it's a space-based game.
Yeah. Deep Sea Adventure, I played it, 3 or 4 times, and none of those times was I excited by it. So I can't honestly say I'm excited about this. It's fine. It's just not a game for me, I think.
Petter says, I take Gloomhaven with me everywhere.
Yeah, see, Petter knows. There's nothing wrong with them. I just think it has to be a game you think you're going to play. It's like filler games, right? Like you have to, they're fine if your group plays a lot of filler games or family weight games. If your family plays a lot of family weight games, that's just not the style of game I'm excited about right now.
So Just Joe Blog says, Oink's games are expensive for me because the postage, they absolutely are. If you are lucky, you might find them at your friendly local game store.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Here's another thing. I know the Gaming Goat is also backing Kickstarter games, so you might want to check with the Gaming Goat in your area if you have one and see if they're doing any sort of mass order on these games because then you won't have to pay for the shipping and then at least like it may be better.
Right.
Yeah, much less expensive.
Is nothing for just one. But also, if you're going to get 2 of them, that's $40. You could get that Terraforming Mars card game for $40.
Jeez, Doctor, we're not even on that one yet.
Beef Stroganov, my favorite.
This seems like something my friendly local game store might actually back 1 or 2 copies. Yes, Let's see here. Yeah, absolutely. Check with your friendly local game stores because if they are doing that, that will be the optimal place to get it because shipping is so expensive with that because it is a Japanese-based game company. So
I kind of really want to know what the correlation is between beef stroganoff and then stroganoff the game.
What
Like,
do you
are they
mean?
spelled the same way? I've never spelled stroganoff before. I've eaten it, but I've never spelled it.
Isn't Stroganoff with an F?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Are they related in some way, shape, or form?
You know, I didn't even think about this at all. Like,
This is the real talk that everyone comes here to listen to. Beef stroganoff and stroganoff.
is Stroganoff like a town or something like that? I didn't even think about that.
Is it like a
Is
type
it a
of
town?
people?
Okay, hold on.
Or
Explore
is it
Siberia
like Vikings, like a certain type?
with Stroganoff merchants and Cossack
So
hunters.
it's probably like a region.
Stroganoff versus Stroganon. So yeah, see, I thought Stroganoff had F's in it. So
So the stroganoff. Yeah, okay. I'm just saying.
Oh, a Euro game. I shall not be using my beef stroganoff on this one game.
To thematically play this game, you must eat beef
They
stroganoff.
fought a
when you play
war
stroganoff.
over the spelling. That makes a lot of sense. Absolutely.
Okay, that
You
does
know,
make
whoever
sense.
wins.
It does seem like this game you're going to be
Hello,
doing
Chase.
a lot of hunting and eating beef stroganoff.
Are you specifically? Hold on, I gotta get that out.
I am
there. Okay,
specifically
there we
here
go.
for the stroganoff.
So, are you hunting then to make the beef stroganoff?
That's what I'm saying.
Then you would be hunting cows. So is this like venison stroganoff?
Stroganoff were a family of highly successful Russian merchants, industrialists, landowners, and statesmen. I like how we take our chat's word for it.
Yes.
Like,
I love our
Paper
chat
Cut
so
can
much.
just be lying.
I don't even
bad.
care. It's such a great lie. If not, like
All right.
100% would read again. Okay.
It would be very difficult to hunt that wild beef and noodles. You know, you're just like, have you ever tried noodle hunting? It is not easy.
The noodles in the wild.
How do you call a wild noodle? I don't even know.
Okay, Stroganoff was a Russian merchant, and Stroganoff is
It's a
a
Russian.
Russian dish.
That makes sense. Because everyone, I mean, I guess it's like a chef salad, right? You know, we named it after a type of thing.
The dish was named after one of the members. Now I'm not so sure. This is like, is this true?
I don't know.
The dish was named after one of the members.
Is saying yes. So
Did they make the? Well, I trust Fatal Paper Cut, so I mean it's probably true. So I pegged Stroganoff as a game I should do research on. It looks something I'd be interested in, but I haven't looked much into it.
Here's the deal. It's made by the same creator who made Gugong, for
Right.
example, and some other ones. It's got good-looking art. It's a 90-minute game to start off with. So you got to be ready for that. If the low count, if this is an hour and a half, that's like their low end of it. It's going to probably be a fairly long game. It's played out over 4 years. You get the 4 seasons, so you're going to get 16 total actions. And we've played other Brewer games that are very similar to this, where you just feel like you never get enough
Oh yeah.
actions to actually do all the things you want, which is fine. That's a style of game, right? I mean, technically, Rococo is like that, where you feel like you're like, oh, I want to do this, but I need to do this, but I need to do this. So it is very much one of those, you only get a limited amount of actions, but you can do multiple things with those actions. Euro game.
The salad
that's-
talk in here is just cracking me up. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What are your thoughts on Stroganoff?
I don't know if you want to
Since
hear my
I'm
thoughts
here to
on
talk about the
Stroganoff,
game, and you're here to
so-
talk about Caesar salad.
They're talking about Caesar salad is named after Emperor salad. And I feel like that may not be a reasonable claim, okay?
A classic Euro game, playtime 4 years.
Maybe. Game Brewer makes some really fantastical Euro games, though. They're fantastic. And I agree with you. I think this is going to be a game where you never feel like you have enough actions because how many rounds does it go in? Do we remember? Let's see here.
16 actions.
16
4
actions.
4 years, 4 seasons.
4 years, 4 seasons. Okay. All
I
right.
said that earlier when you were talking about
Well,
salads, I think.
the salad talk was very important. Okay. By the creator of Gugong. I'm excited about this. I would play this. I need like a tabletop simulator. Ooh. Metal coins. Very pretty.
It is 20 metal
Hello,
coins.
Mepper. How are you doing? But Doctor, oh, what is this? Hold on, what is this?
I feel like I really just need to rein you in today, like a
Custom shaped
lasso.
wooden horses. Here's the thing. So because I had to spend a few hours going to pick up my kid, I didn't get
Hour
to
and a half.
I didn't get to re-review these and everything, and so usually I like update myself again whenever this comes up, and I did not get a chance to today. So Usually I'm much more in-depth. And some of this stuff I'm seeing for the first time because I might have looked at this at the beginning of the week and then I didn't look at it later in the week. So custom-shaped wooden horses look fantastic. And they have little people riding on them and they look adorable.
Do you just want me to do the mouse and everything then? Should I just take it over?
No.
Hey, welcome to Dr. Gloryhougnd Presents. I'm going to talk about salads and games. Bring your salad game. What? Point salad to game.
Ellen says, I like the designer seems to make strong thematic worker placement games. Absolutely.
I think it's one of those things, though. So for me, like we've talked about, Euro games are in that kind of blind spot for me where if I play them, I tend to like them sometimes.
Sometimes.
So I can't get enough of a feel off of how this works for me personally to get that excitement off of it. It's something I would definitely play, but if you're saying that it's going to be at least 90 minutes, I'm like, yikes, this is going to be a long Euro game. And if I don't like it, I'm going to be stuck playing it for a long time.
See, T-Brick is here for the salad talk as well, okay? Hello, bestest Star Trek. How are you doing?
Nobody yell loudly. They're trying to, like, watch while at work.
Oh, sorry.
You got to be careful.
I had something in mind. Okay, so architects...
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. That's a lie. You did not have anything in mind.
What was the last Architects game? Was it Architects of the West Kingdom or something
Paladin
like that?
of West Kingdom.
Paladin,
Then there's Crown of Crows.
I think it was Paladin. I think Paladins was the last Architects game that I came across. Here's the thing. I know you as an Ameritrash gamer, or an Amerithrash gamer, gets into a Euro like that, like you're going to hate it. Like when we played, was it Arkwright?
Mm-hmm. Arkwright, the card game.
The card game. You were so angry at that game. So angry.
No, so I wasn't angry at the game. I was like getting frustrated because it seemed like I was doing actions to become negative money constantly. And I was like, I'm doing these things. I'm opening up factories and I'm just like, I'm losing money every round. I'm like, how am I losing? So I wasn't able to figure out the puzzle fast enough. And that's frustrating when you're trying to play a game and you're like, I can't get this engine to work well. And I'm just like, every turn I take, I'm actually going backwards. Like, that's not usually a fun feeling where you're like, if I just skip my turn, I would be doing better than if I keep playing.
This one, since you have so many choices and everything to do in this game, like, I know I would like it because I'd be like, oh my gosh, there's so many cool ways to, like, figure out all these puzzles and what's going on in the game and everything. But I don't know if, like, this would be a super win for you because of that.
Well, like I like Rococo and I like Barrage and I like Ragusa. I only need to have about like 2 or 3 like heavy Euro games of each style.
All of those
in
are limited choice.
Please tell me
Euros.
what they all are.
Limited choice Euros,
Okay.
you know? Like, so whenever you go in there, even like Barrage, you are doing like the same exact thing. You're not having this thing that then operates that thing.
This is going to be a limited, your limited resource, and this is your turns. You get 16 turns to do everything that you want to do. So it is also limited resources. It is a Euro game, but I feel like I only need so many Euro games. Like, I don't need...
How much is this game?
1 million Euro games.
This is $72. $72. What do you think, Doctor? I'm liking all their extra upgraded pieces.
I would have to try it because there's just nothing about it that makes me super pumped about it. Their games have been good in the past, but I just have to play a Euro game. I can never just make a decision by just looking at a Euro game.
Wait, Dr. Hogg is a trash gamer?
Yeah, that's what she said, right?
Oh, he's an Amerithrash gamer. I'm not allowed to say Ameritrash because it's... What is it?
I'm a pretty trashy person.
No.
That's true.
It's a negative sort of view on American-style games-ish, or games that came from America, or
but
whatever.
What's funny about that is, like,
But,
a lot of people consider that, like, games with a lot of, like, luck and dice rolling, but I prefer games with card play over dice, so...
I think Amerithrash just sounds better. Like, it's not insulting anybody or anything.
It means you want, like, a theme to matter. You don't... Theme is more important. Abstract games are, like, not a thing. You can see your points. There's not like the whole like scoring at the very end of the game like in Euro games. So, I don't know.
Doc doesn't like Euros. He's obviously a pinkies in versus pinkies out sort of person. How do you drink your tea?
Like this.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no, 100% like this.
Sure? 100% like pick
yeah,
up that
I
cup.
even do it like this sometimes.
Like that?
I have. You know I have. Because here's the reason why. Most teacups are so small I can't fit all my meaty fingers in there. I gotta like stick a finger out. No, I mean, just realistically, you got to play the game that you like. And I want to play a game for something that's exciting. I don't want to play a game and feel like I'm just trying to min-max out my math homework.
Okay.
And And that's sometimes how some of these games can feel.
Patrick says, so much trash talk.
Yeah.
Kabuki says, I'm more of a Amerithrash fan than a Eurogamer truly, but I like it all. I agree. Like, if I
have Euro games.
If I have to pick a game, I'm probably going to lean a little bit more towards an Amerithrash game as long as it doesn't have dice involved. Like, because they have heavier themes and stuff, and I like the storytelling that goes into it. Like, I enjoy all of those things with it. And with Euro games, you don't
like
get
a lot
that as
of
much.
those games that are storytelling, like, you know, Journeys through Middle Earth and Clank Legacy. Those games that like evolve as you play it.
Hello, Dexter. The little pupper staring at us on the big screen.
Yeah, and see, Kabuki knows. Like, a lot of times, some of these games become just like a math experiment where you're just like, okay, if I do this, that'll maximize this plus this. It's like some of the stock market games can be that way too, or some of the 18xx games can be that way. So everyone's got their style of game. I want to get done playing a game and be like, that was awesome. That's something I couldn't do in real life. I don't want to do a game where I'm like, I could do that stuff. Like, I could ride around and shoot an elk with a bow. Would I be good at it? No. But could I do it? Yes.
Well, I would like to try this one, I think, before I buy, because it is a more complex game and everything.
Oh, it does have a custom insert, but it's like a cardboard one, which is interesting.
I'm not concerned at how it will play, because I think it'll play really well. I'm just concerned if I'm going to 100% enjoy it, or more likely 100% if you're going to enjoy it, because it's still like a joint choice, you know? But I'd back this. Game Brewer is great. They make a lot of great games, and all of the components are fantastic and everything. We've never had any issues with them, so.
Yeah. No, it looks like it would probably be fine, but I just don't think it's something that I typically am going to get excited about. So.
Meanwhile, I do play 18xx games. Kabuki, you're like
all over the place.
One or the other, like on the one part of the spectrum or the complete opposite side of the spectrum. That's awesome. Does Game Brewer brew beer? They should, and they should sell it, and that would be amazing, but I don't know how that would work. So next up, we do have an Amerithrash game, or Ameritreasure game. What was it? Ameritreasure? Instead of it being Ameritrash, every trash is someone else's. Somebody said it on chat. I know, you must have missed that one. This is Bloodstone by Druid City Games. This is for 1 to 8 players. Should last about 20 minutes. This is a dice rolling sort of skirmish style game here. Doctor, being the expert at all dice rolling skirmish style games, what are your feelings on this? Should we do a close up so you can really get your like beard in there and stuff like that and be like, what are your feelings on this game, Doctor?
I don't know why she's so weird. She took like an hour drive and now she's being a weirdo. I don't know what's going on with her. So Bloodstone looks really good. We actually covered this on Hype Train where we got to look at it.
Yeah.
The characters look really good. It's an arena style game, which I like. It's got dice rolling, but you can manipulate your dice pool by adding better dice, upgrading your dice. You can add negative dice that are going to actually do damage to other players to their dice pool. There's cool like effects. Like, I mean, if you saw, there's like flames that are going to hurt you if you go into them. It's competitive or co-op, so you can kind of do both. So you can fight against each other, you can fight against a giant monster. I'm actually probably more interested in the co-op part of it than just against each other. But I think I'm leaning more towards the card-based ones instead. Like, this one has a lot of dice. Now, I will say this is Skybound Games, and James Hudson was involved in this one, so he does a really good job of making it that if you miss a dice roll, your dice still usually get better. So you don't feel like you're missing out by not doing well on a dice roll, which is always really good. Helps ease the pain whenever you just keep whiffing and missing by rolling badly. So I like that aspect of it. I just don't know. I think the thing that makes me hesitant about this one is just the overall price. It is an expensive buy into this one.
Okay, yeah.
You cannot get into this one for $60 or $70.
This is
it's
$125
like the
starting.
cheapest one, yes.
Yeah. So Best at Star Trek says, my wife hates storytelling games and wants just the game. Then maybe Euro games are for your wife. Like, absolutely. Oh my goodness. The co-op part is interesting and the production is amazingly beautiful, but so spendy. Yes, I totally agree. Let's see here. They need some fancier looking dice for what the video showed. I kind of actually agree with that. If you're going to have the dice as the primary thing in your game, they should be kind of fancy, right? I'm surprised. I thought I was going to pull away more. It was going to pull away more at launch. Well,
Like you thought it was just gonna get backed higher.
yeah, that's
I could
what
see
Chase
that.
is saying.
I think it is. This is one of the more expensive ones they've done. I think this is probably the most expensive base buy-in that they've had. Skybound has had, right?
Mhm.
And they typically seem like they're usually more like in that $60 to $100 range.
So we know the minis are going to be good.
Yeah, no, the minis look good.
The minis are gonna be good.
Too.
Yeah.
The champions all look really cool. The monsters all look really cool. There's a lot of minis in this one.
We know the production on this is going to be amazing.
Yeah, Skybound always does a good job with
Skybound
production.
always does fantastic production in this. As far as the gameplay goes, do you have any thoughts, Doctor?
The gameplay looks interesting. I haven't actually played this game. Typically, we get a little bit of an insight into Skybound games because we'll see them at a convention or something without
we'll
the
be able to
conventions. I haven't actually
there,
got to play
yeah.
it. I'm interested in playing it. I just don't know if I can currently justify that price tag with the other big games we've recently backed. Because as you guys all know, like, we fund this ourselves. So we recently have backed ISS Vanguard and Primal, and those are two big, heavy backs. And so
Yeah.
I'm just like, man, another $100 and something pledge one? It seems like a lot to ask for. It does look really good, though. So I don't know. I'm like on the fence. It's like, it definitely falls into this one of the ones of a game that I want to back, but I'd have to find a way to finance it.
I really, really like the story building that they have going in this. I like that they have this whole world that they brought with this game. But I'm going to tell you, I hate the dice rolling, everyone.
Yeah, I know you don't like dice rolling as much. Now, we've played other games with dice rolling that have Skybound has done with dice rolling. They always have a mitigation in there of some sort, right? Like Tidal Blades had the shell shield you could use to re-roll or to, like, you know, make sure you get what you want and everything else. And you do get to upgrade your dice, but I know, like, if we're going to play an arena style game, you're less likely to be excited about a dice one. You're only okay with dice, like, in a co-op.
So
that seems like the only time you're okay with dice. Because, like, even Dice Throne, you don't like Dice Throne as much, but, like, if it's Reichbusters and we're trying not to make noise and stuff, you're okay with that.
I know, like, with the cooperative game, I know that my overall bad dice rolls will eventually be negated by your really, really good dice rolls. So, like, overall, between the two of us, that's how a real relationship gets started. First, you have somebody roll some dice, and then you roll some dice, and you see if one of you has really high dice rolls and one of you has really low dice rolls, and then that is how a gaming couple is made, okay? Like, that's what you need in your life.
So Jim is saying that the game is pretty, the story is great, but the game mechanics are okay. There's other games that fill this niche better for him. I don't know. I think I have to honestly play this one. Like I said, it's one that I want to back. I just don't think I can afford it right now. It just seems like it does a lot right now, especially because Kingdom Rush was just like on GameFound too.
I think it's still on there, yeah. So I agree with you actually, Jim, and I was kind of going to start getting into that. I like playing skirmish style games, and there are skirmish style games that I play that do have dice rolling involved. However, I don't feel like the mechanics in this game are like, this is a really, really light skirmish game.
You think so?
Yeah. Like, this is because when you're moving around, and this, of course, is my opinion without having actually played the game. From what I'm seeing and stuff, maybe you're going to have, like, you're rolling dice, and then you get to, like, choose the action with your dice, but then you're also rolling to hit. Like, it starts getting where there's, like, so much dice rolling, and then people can start adding negative things to your dice rolling pools.
Yo, I know that would make you so mad.
And that compounds things with all of the other dice rolling going on. And then I'm like, okay, well, where's, like, the board strategy? Like, is there anything else that goes into the board strategy other than just rolling dice and hitting people?
Like, as far as, like, moving around, like your miniature?
Like
the tactics aspect
I want to see, like, the different tactics that each character is built with and what you're going to be able to add to characters as the game progresses and stuff like
I
want to see all
really
of that stuff.
Dive into it more.
Because right now, for me, this is looking like a super, super light skirmish game, which will be fun probably for people who like light dice rolling skirmish games.
I think I'm kind of in that same area as Fatal Paper Cut, where it's like, if this game, when it came out last year, I probably would have insta-backed it, but
yeah,
stuff is racked up at this point. Yeah, last year was a very expensive year. This year has started off as a very expensive year. Honestly, we're at the point where the shelves are full. We're going to I've got to start selling board games at this
T-Brick's
point.
just like, I don't care about the story. Just, like, the story sucks. I'm like, oh, okay. So Jim says Super Fantasy Brawl. Let's hear.
No, it's Super Fantasy Brawl.
That one has nice synergy. I'm sorry.
She'll never fully read your guys' comments. I'm sorry. She just hacked.
Okay, so Petter has high dice rolls. Wife has low dice rolls. Perfect. Match made in heaven right there. Okay.
See, I don't know if I would compare this necessarily to Super Fantasy Brawl because they are kind of going for different things.
They are different skirmish games because one is a goal-based skirmish game, and this is like just 1v1 or 1v5 or whatever you're going to play with it. And
I think I would like this better as a co-op than just straight on, because then dice feel a little bit better in a co-op. I feel like I can, if I'm rolling dice and I have like a bad luck on a dice roll co-op, it's almost more like thematic where I'm like, oh, we were so close and then we died. We're playing against each other dice rolls because of the way our dice typically roll. You just get, even if I do like I get one more win than you, you'll just get mad about it the whole time. So it's very difficult to play a dice game against you.
Imagine playing Arcadia Quest. But instead of having actions, you have to roll your dice for your action. And then you roll your dice for your hits. But then also, if you get hit, then you get negative dice to roll with your dice.
That seems fine.
No. That does not seem fine for me. I'm not a fan.
I think I'm more
I'm
okay
personally
with you,
not a fan of that mechanic for me. So
yeah, you can add dice to the people's pools. I think it is funny that you can like give them like a die that when they roll, they take damage and everything.
It's a good mechanic. It is not a mechanic for me though. Like overall.
And so T-Brick says, it looks like as you play the co-op, you could potentially unlock new cards for the PvP. Yeah. Like I said, I think I'm most interested in the co-op portion of it. I don't know if I need another $120 co-op game right now, but I am interested in it. And this is one that I think if I would have got my hands on it, might have changed my opinion on it because, like, Jeremy Howard enjoys it. You know, Alex from Board Game Co. enjoys it. There's been a lot of people that have said they've really enjoyed this game, but without me having that excitement of playing it. Like Super Fantasy Brawl, that was my baby. I really wanted to have really badly. And then once you got to see people playing it, then you got excited about it, right? I feel like this is one of those ones that if one of us had a chance to actually play this, would have probably changed our perspective on it overall.
So here, accept this +5 poison dice, please. Exactly. So looks like as you play, co-op, it unlocks new cards. Gloryhound would roll on the negative dice, then Doctor would roll high. Isn't that a good mechanic? Well, not when you're playing against each other in a skirmish game, only in cooperative.
That's why I've said, cooperative dice games tend to do a little bit better with us than competitive ones. Because even if it's statistically, even if it's fine, like it doesn't matter. She just gets mad, period. It's just something that, it's a mechanic that frustrates you.
It is.
And that's okay. I mean, everyone's got different games for different people. Like I said, this one is one I would like to back. I just don't know if I have the funding for it right now.
It looks fantastic. And I think if you are into those type of games, that this might be something for you. Because you're going to get a lot of, it's not going to be like a minimally put together thing. Like everything is going to look fantastic in this game. It's going to have amazing game trays in it. It's going to have amazing game trays, isn't it?
It's got game trays. I don't know much about that, honestly. I didn't realize it was going to have game trays until like a week or two ago. And I was like, oh.
I'm just thinking because James always has game trays in...
It does have game trays.
In Skybounds and Druid City stuff.
I just haven't seen the proposed game trays yet.
So, like, all the components are going to be amazing.
Have you gone down to the miniatures yet?
No.
You keep talking while I do that.
Sorry. Am I not going fast enough for everybody?
No. Keep talking.
It'd be so many beef stroganoffs. That's right. You could, like, almost get 2 beef stroganoffs for this, okay?
I think it might have been up higher. Yeah, it is up higher.
I saw some of the miniatures. I saw the big bad guy miniature.
No, I wanted to show off. Matt Paquette did a cool little thing. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to scroll too fast. It is so tough. You can keep talking now.
Yeah, Druid City is spot on with production on this.
Always.
I'm just saying, overall, when you get chance upon chance upon chance, like
this,
just as it is chance upon chance, that's a no-go for me. If I have one chance thing upon another chance thing, that's a no.
So what they're saying is this your standard size mini right here, the first one. And I just thought it was really interesting to see. I'm thinking of myself from the game trays perspective. I'm like, holy, that's going to be a interesting little puzzle for them to put together. I'm glad I don't have to do it. Because that guy with his sword up is like 100 millimeters or whatever the ratio is. And then they just get bigger. Like, if you keep watching, they all just get bigger. This is a lot of miniatures. This
as far as, like, the bad guys and stuff,
yeah. This shows you how many miniatures in it. Like, the Hive looks really interesting.
Yeah.
I really want to play against the Hive. Like I said, I'm most interested in playing against the co-op, against the game itself.
You know what? I think that would be where it would be at for me. I would want to play the cooperative thing.
Look how big that is. Here's what I'll do. This is what, like I said, this is one that I would like to back. I just don't think I've got the funds for it right now. I will do my best to see if I can get a copy of it to play so everybody can kind of see what it's like.
Because I would be interested in the story and the co-op version, and then knowing that my dice rolls, if they don't come through in time or something like that, like they'll be negated by yours, and that's fine.
Yeah. No,
would you back this, Doctor?
I would back it. I just don't think I have the funds for it right now, which, I mean, can happen. It's February, and I feel like we've already spent like our yearly Kickstarter budget already. It has been a lot.
So Ellen says, at this point, I have to be 100% convinced of this game to put this much money in it. Absolutely. You know what?
It's in that special spot where it's really making me be very critical of it because of how much it costs for that initial buy.
The silhouetted one didn't look very detailed. Poor effort.
You definitely, I think every gamer gets to the point where they just realize that they can't collect every game and that every game, they don't have time to play every game. And I think I'm kind of getting to that point now where I have to be even more selective because thanks to Kickstarter, our shelves are full and we've been purging lately. And I'm like, where does this game fit into for this price?
If anybody backs this game, message me because I just want these custom D20s and I'll pay you back. You send us our Bloodstone D20s because they look amazing and I love dice, so.
She will not pay you
Chat,
back.
would you back this game? Are you backing this game?
Please don't support her dice habit. For someone who doesn't like dice, we have a wall of dice over here and she doesn't touch them at all ever.
Listen, I have dice right here. Look at, I literally have dice right here that I used the other day, so.
For what?
I don't remember, but
You didn't use them.
I have dice here, see?
You did not use those dice.
Look at them, they're so pretty, and I got these, see? And there's more dice right over there. There's so much dice on this table right now.
You know, have you ever met somebody who like buys a library book, takes a picture of it, and then puts it on their shelf and then doesn't read it? That's basically how she treats dice.
We don't want to talk about your bad habits.
Yeah, if you have the Tenarius and Arena, the contest coming in, that's a big box game too.
Wow. Okay, so far in 2021, I've only spent $9 on Kickstarters. Wow,
That'll change
like,
next
holy
week.
cow.
Napper, what is next week for you that you're so excited about? I'm curious.
Those big dice are soap. No, but I have seen the soap die.
She is
Bloodstone is a
obsessed
pass
with
for
dice.
me, says Jim. Well, I got a lot of, I'm trying to scale back on the dice, okay? Next up, we have Terraforming Mars. This is the Ares Expedition. This is for 1 to 4 players. Should last about 60 minutes. This is a card-based game off of Terraforming Mars. Terraforming Mars universe, I guess. Can you say that? The Terraforming Mars universe? Like...
Yeah, you can. You just did.
So, Doctor, tell me about this game. I know you're pumped about it. Spoilers!
So, Terraforming Mars is one of those games that we really enjoyed.
Yes.
It does become this kind of long solo game that you're playing, right? Where it's known as kind of a solitaire game where what I do doesn't necessarily really affect you or anything like that. I feel like this falls into that realm of sequels where it looks like they've taken the things that people really enjoyed out of the various Terraforming Mars games and the expansions like Prelude and Turmoil, and they've kind of added all in together. First off, it's got a little tray, which I'm very appreciative of, right? Because that's one of the big things. My Terraforming Mars that I have right now has game trays in it to hold the cubes, and it has game tray trays to hold all the different little cubes, like the player boards and everything, because that was a big miss when the game first came out, which they didn't fix. And so they came out with Turmoil, and Turmoil had the dual layer boards. This one comes with the dual layer boards. One of the other big fixes for Terraforming Mars is it starts off really slow. So one of the fixes is Terraforming Mars Prelude, which is an expansion that you bought. They gave you like a starting corporation. So you started off different than the person next to you, but it got you jump started into playing the game faster. This already has that in there because you already have your corporation that you're part of. So I kind of feel like it takes all the best things and all the things that they've learned from all the different expansions and puts it into one game, shortens the play time, and makes it a little bit more interactive because you're doing something, you're doing all your phases simultaneously. I feel like they took all the best parts of Terraforming Mars and made it into a faster, more compact game that'll just play better. I don't know. Does that make sense? Like, I just think it's going to play better.
That does make sense. So STM says, do you think they planned the release of this Kickstarter with the Perseverance rover landing on Mars yesterday? And I would say yes. Yes, they did. Because if you're going to make a Mars-based game, why not? Everybody's looking that stuff up anyway. Like, show up in some searches. Let's see here.
The original Terraforming Mars is really good. It is, I mean, it's a top 100 game for a reason. It is a good game. I think the biggest complaint people have is that which has all been fixed with expansions, is like what I said. It starts off kind of slow. There's not a lot of interaction necessarily between each player, and like it really should have had the dual layered boards, because your board everything was just on a board, and the board was usually slightly warped. And if anything touched or bumped it, you just lost like any idea of how many resources you have, and you have to track various resources on that board. And it can be kind of long, especially if you're drafting. People can take a really long time doing that. I think with this one, from what I understand, it just seems like you draw cards and then you're picking which cards you want to play. So you're not drafting the same way, you're just making a choice, which I think will speed it up, because you're not having to pass back and forth. And there's always that one person that you play with that drafts slowly. And I think the coolest thing about this, which we haven't mentioned yet, is that there's a 2-player co-op version of this, where you could work together to terraform Mars, and I'm really excited about that.
And by working together to terraform Mars, we mean totally sabotaging, like terraforming Mars.
Why would you sabotage it? It makes
because
no
that's how
sense.
it works. That's how it works. If it's cooperative.
No sense. Makes no sense. So I think board games are very unique because they're the opposite of movies, right? Most movies get worse as time goes on.
Board games are the exact opposite.
Yeah, it seems like when they remake board games, typically they've gotten better. I can only think of one offhand that I've heard has gotten worse when they remastered it. All the other ones have just gotten better because they've taken all the years of playtesting, design ideas, expansions, and they can like kind of filter it down into one compact game. I have a feeling that if we backed this game and we played it, it would end up kind of superseding our other Terraforming Mars. We might just get rid of the other one and end up keeping just this one, because if I can get that same experience but with less play time and it's more compact, I don't know what the advantage of the other one is, unless I just really want to play a super long game, which you could play other games if you want to play a super long game.
That's very true.
That's been my biggest complaint, is it takes so long that when we play it, we usually play it once or twice, but that's like our evening.
I was kind of nervous about that as well, looking at this. I'm like, wow, this is similar enough. And that was the first thing. I was like, how similar is this to Terraforming Mars, that I'm like, where you get to the point where you don't want to play one or the other, you know? And I feel like that would be it, that this would be like the fix to all of the Terraforming Mars stuff. And then if you don't have Terraforming Mars at all, don't worry about all the expansions and all the other stuff. Like, just get this game, and this is going to fulfill so many other needs than the previous.
Yeah, and that's a big thing, because we don't have, like, until I started working for Game Trace, I didn't have a dual layer board or a board that was custom for it, right? That would have been something that was bought separately. If you're getting the Game Trace boards, they're like $6-7 a piece, I think, off the top of my head. So it gets expensive, especially if you're playing it for 4 or more players, right? Or you had to get Turmoil, which was like, I think like a $30 or $40 expansion. And then the other thing is the companies, that was Prelude. So like, in my mind, I've always said, before I play Terraforming Mars again, I'm going to get a better board, which I got through Game Trays. And I said I'm going to get Prelude, because I wanted it to start off faster. So we're not both at like, oh, we basically make no money, no heat, no anything, and you got to slowly build. I wanted to be like, okay, I kind of have a path. I'm a little bit better at this than you are at that. Kind of gives me a path to go down. So it's just not such the first 4 turns don't seem like I'm just getting to that point where it takes me 4 turns to even get going. I feel like I can just start. So I'm excited this has all of that. And so instead of buying those 2 expansions or multiple expansions, I feel like I can just get this for the same price and get a more condensed, fun version of it.
Oh, absolutely. And who was it saying that people who got their Terraforming Mars big box will need to play that version just to justify it. Yeah. So
probably. But I think if we're going to be playing it together, we've got this plus the option to play it co-op together. It just seems like a win.
The cooperative portion is like a whole new way to play it, so that is even more exciting than the base game for me. So I think at $39 for this game, this was like, it's like an insta-back for me, honestly.
So for the person that was asking which game got worse, I've heard Nothing Personal's revised edition isn't as good as the original rule set. I never played the first one. We backed the second one, and then we had people that were in the know saying, oh, I like it less. So we might still really enjoy it. We haven't played it yet, though, because I think it is like a 3-player game at least. So that's the one that comes to mind when I think of one that got worse. But I haven't actually played it, so I don't know for sure. That's why I don't usually say anything, since I haven't actually personally played it. But typically, whenever they remaster games, they typically just get better.
Stefan says, I'd rather play Roll for the Galaxy than this. Well, that's a little bit different game, too,
Yeah, I feel like it.
Absolutely. Let's see here. I always wanted to play Terraforming Mars, but visually didn't look interesting to me. And I heard about it needing better boards, so I didn't want to invest in the original. It's totally understandable.
Yeah, if you don't get like the game trays boards or some other type of dual layer board, it is a serious pain. Because even just without my cat knocking it over, I bumped the table and lost track of the 8 different things I was trying to track because the little cubes move around.
I remember sitting down and playing it for the first time, and after that first play,
we were like,
I was like, there's no way to play this without some sort of management for this, because I don't know how many times during that first play I had knocked my cubes over by
just
brushing them
where they go.
or hitting the table or whatever. I was just like, all right, well.
And we're not people that are typically like, oh, I have to have this off-graded. I mean, we are, but we're not.
No. What?
When we buy Kickstarters, we are, but then when we buy retail games, we typically aren't that way. So I think a good question somebody asked is that if they're not getting playmats or the metal resource cubes, is there a reason to back the Kickstarter instead of waiting for retail?
Oh, that's a good question.
I don't know if there is, honestly. If you're not going to get the bonus stuff, then I don't know if there is. And I wasn't actually interested in the bonus stuff as much because since I already have the original game, it's a harder sell, right? So it might be worth just waiting for retail. Or if you feel like you want to support it and get it earlier, that's probably the big advantage. You'll probably get it earlier.
If you're extremely lazy and you want something delivered to your house.
Yeah, that's true.
When everybody's getting it, like, just get a Kickstarter.
Get that hype.
And get the hype.
Plus,
ride the hype train.
Is there stretch goals in this that have been unlocked that you'll get with the regular version? I feel like there's got to be.
Oh, let me scroll down.
I haven't even looked.
Let me scroll down.
I'm going to be honest. I watched through some of the videos. I looked at how it was played. And then you're like,
oh, I want this.
Yeah, and I was excited enough to go like, this is my #1 pick for the week.
Yeah.
So
I knew it was going to be.
Yeah, because we liked Terraforming Mars a lot when we played it, but we haven't played it recently because it does still take a little bit.
It does, yeah.
And I feel like this one is just going to play faster. It's the same thing with like something like Seven Wonders versus something like A New World. A New World just is still an engine builder where you're kind of like drafting stuff, but it's just going to play faster and still give you that really good experience. So like, I'm kind of all for that.
So Fatal says, I try to back stuff that is big, grandiose, not the stuff that will inevitably retail.
That's fair.
That is very fair, absolutely. Like,
if it's got enough stretch goals in it, though, it's worth it for me. I'd have to really look to see. I know that for $40, though, I was definitely interested in it. I knew that there was a bigger one where you could get the expanding universe stuff.
Look at all this other stuff here for, like, the original, all these expansions and stuff. Like, this
I was planning on buying some of those. Now I just will get this game instead.
And you'd be like, haha, sucker.
There's different maps and stuff like that. So, yeah, I didn't really get that. Yeah, well, basically.
All right, so let's see here. Or the more independent stuff that larger companies don't do. I agree. Yeah, fund smaller companies, and that helps out a lot because it makes it so they can actually produce the game, which is huge. Let's see. I'm a weirdo who didn't really love Terraforming Mars. That doesn't make you a weirdo.
Yeah, there was actually quite a few people. I'm trying to think of somebody else we knew said they didn't really enjoy it. But I did enjoy it, even though we got it 2 years like after the fact, after the super hype, because it was hard to find for a while. And it's one of those things. I think a lot of times people go into games with these high expectations and they get let down.
Yeah.
And if you just go in and play it and then try to actually play it for itself and make the decision yourself, it changes a lot of things. I mean, I'm not going to lie. This is going to make me, I know there's some people in here that like the game, but I went in with super high expectation for Quacks of Quellenberg, and then I just wasn't excited about it. And I played it 4 times to make sure. We played it twice, and then we played it with our kid twice at 3-player, and I thought, oh, maybe the kid really liked this, and then the kid was just kind of like, this is it. And I was like, yeah, this is it. Like, you're drawing cubes, you might bust, and I know a lot of people really like it.
That was the worst.
I didn't hate it, but it just wasn't something that I was excited about playing. I didn't feel like the hype of pulling the cubes out, little chips out.
Here's what happened with Quacks and Quellenberg, because everybody hyped it up and everything. We're like, oh, this is going to be an amazing game.
She got it for her birthday. She was so excited
and we
for it.
like got it, and we played it, and then we were like, is this it? Like, are we missing something? And then we played it again. We're like, okay, we're not missing anything, I think. Like,
people were talking about wearing out their chips and stuff like that, and I'm like...
Then we're like, maybe we'll play it this different way, and it'll be better. And then we played it that way, and we're like, no, I don't think we like this game. And then we still played it a 4th time to make sure.
Yeah, like I said, we played it twice at 2-player and twice at 3-player, and we played like all the different sizes of the boards, because I thought, well, maybe... Yeah. We played the basic version of it, so maybe if we play the advanced boards, and then we mixed them up, played the advanced boards again, and then again, and it was just...
And then we just had to let go.
It wasn't bad, I just didn't love it. So I was just like, am I going to play this again? And it was like, no, probably not. So we ended up selling it.
Yeah. Underwater Cities is fun, similar type of game. I would love to play Underwater Cities. I actually missed that one.
The thing that kind of terrifies me Underwater Cities is I had a chance to learn it, and somebody's like, hey, you want to play it? We'll teach it, and then it's about 2 hours. And I was like, huh? I don't got that kind of time. That's why I left.
Grubby hands of Quillenberg. Oh, I don't want to think about that now.
That's true. If Quacks is better at more people, that's great. But we haven't been playing games with a lot of people, so I feel like I have to get a game that's really good at 2. If I don't like it at 2, it's got to go.
So base role player definitely was too hyped the first time I played. Subsequent plays have improved it. Now I have all of it. Sometimes you need to do that, you know? Wax of Quillenberg. Wow.
When you get super excited about a game, sometimes that can really make a difference. I mean, there's been more than one game that I was really excited about, and it kind of flavored how I played it. You know, sometimes I'm like, oh, this is really good, or oh, I'm like, oh, this isn't quite what I expected. Okay, did you like it? No, not really. Then it's like, oh, okay, I guess then we don't want to keep it. You want to try it again at a higher player count? Sure.
Yeah.
But like I said, at this point in time, with the way things have been going with the pandemic and everything, I don't think the pandemic's going to be gone anytime soon. We're probably got at least another year of mostly playing 2-player. It's got to be good at 2-player. It's got to be good at the player count I play the most, which is 2-player.
Okay, why are you staring at me like
I don't know. I don't even know.
Are you trying to convince me? I agree with you.
I'm letting you know.
Doctor.
There was a period of time where I picked up a lot of 3-player games because I thought my kid would really enjoy them, because they do like games when you get them to play it. But convincing them to sit down and play a game is like impossible. So I'm like, I'm not going to force this on you. I'm going to say, hey, we're playing a game. Do you want to play? And if they're like, nah, I'm
Maybe
like, all right,
we just
cool.
need to adopt someone in our chat, and then they can come play games.
Oh,
with
if we
us
adopted Petter, he would bring beer and he'd bring Tainted Grail. Like, I'm all in. Alan's got a warehouse full of Legos and board games. There's a lot of people we could adopt.
Alan's like, we need to get back to Arizona and play for real. If anybody ever comes to Arizona in the Phoenix area, let us know. Like, we'll go play games somewhere, okay? Like,
bring your most expensive games. We definitely won't rob you.
So Kabuki says, I dig Quacks, especially with more casual gamers.
Yeah.
I even got the geek up bits. The geek up bits are so cute.
And I could definitely see that. But since, like I said, since we usually play together, I don't like casual games as much. There's only a few casual games that I really enjoy. Like, the one notable exception, kind of like casual game, is probably King of Tokyo, because the theme is just so BA. To be in the middle of a city and just straight punching other monsters to death is amazing. And I will always stand by and say, King of Tokyo was like one of my gateway games, and I don't regret it. I would still play it because there's just something about rolling dice and being like, get out of my city. That's amazing. I love it.
All right, everyone. So let's see here. What do we got going on?
Well, you never said what your pick is. Do you have a pick this week?
What is my pick this week?
Mine is hands down Terraforming Mars. I'm going to get this game.
Can I get like a burrito ranking? A burrito ranking?
No, you got to like try to pick one. Sometimes we cheat.
Why do I have to pick just the one? Okay.
Dale's like, oh man, I just missed your thoughts. Can you refresh? We'll refresh you right now. Terraforming Mars is the one I am most excited about. I would back Bloodstone. I just don't have that $120 right now.
We definitely want to play My City. We just haven't gotten around to it yet.
Yeah. You know, I got more hyped about that one.
Yeah.
We had a chance to get that, and I didn't know what it was, and I didn't, and now I kind of regret it. But I can probably still get it.
Yeah.
I think we could still get it.
I told you it was good. I had heard only... I saw it in Gamma, and I was excited.
Game Boy Geek has it. He doesn't play a ton of Legacy games.
Yeah.
So we tend to be the people he's like, let's know. He's like, hey, I got this Legacy game.
I like those games that you have no hype about and you get it and then it surprises you. Yes, I love those games so much. Or you're like, oh yeah, this is going to be a cute game. And then you play it and you're like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Yeah, Eric, sometimes I have to really think about it when I go, okay, this game costs $120. Am I going to get more out of this than I would get out of a Tainted Grail or a Super Fantasy Brawl or something like that? And that makes a big difference. Like, Super Fantasy Brawl costs X amount, Bloodstone costs X amount. Which one am I going to play more?
Let's all play it at once.
I got Primal because I really feel like with the campaign and having to like kind of level up to fight the higher monsters, I'm going to play it enough for it to be worth it. Some games I just don't feel like I'll play enough to make it make sense. I feel like this one, Terraforming Mars, in my opinion, if it's good, it's just going to replace my other one.
All right, and I want to know what everybody else is backing for the week. So let me know in the comments what everybody's backing. And Doctor, yours is going to be
Terraforming Mars is my number one pick for sure. $40. Come on. What did we? I think we paid more than that for the original. I think we paid like $60 for the original.
I really want to get the Oink Games ones actually, but like the shipping is so expensive on it and stuff.
Yeah, especially if you just get like one.
I feel bad because this is what the rest of the world feels like whenever they have to do shipping and everything, and I'm like such a snooty booty about it. I'm like, man, $25 shipping.
A lot of the rest of the world doesn't back as many games though, too.
That's
because
true.
of that, you have to be more selective.
So I might be checking in with like my local gaming goat and seeing how that holds up with that. But if not, then Terraforming Mars.
Petter brought up
for sure.
on his list is Vault Wars. We played Vault Wars and we bought it on the spot at BGG, but it is a 3-player game, and so we haven't played it in a year or two. So I'd have to play it again. So I'm interested, but I'm kind of trying to stay away from expansions for games I don't play a lot.
Studio Lanniston says, holding on to the Kingdom Rush pledge, but nothing else. Totally understandable.
Yeah, Kingdom Rush is
so good.
Good pledge.
We need to get back to that and fail miserably, so we need to get back to that one. Dexter says he wants the dog Oink game because it has a husky. Oh, does he like huskies? That's so cute. Guys, Steampunk Rally Fusion and Sea of Legends is arriving soon.
Yes, I can't wait for Steampunk Rally.
I wonder where we are on the list. I'm going to have to check. Like, we have so many games that should be coming in soon. I just want them to get to our house, like, right now.
She showed me a pledge manager the other day because I've never looked at it because she does all the backing, the official backing, and it's scary on there. I don't want to ever see that again.
You don't ever want to.
When she showed me Vampire Champion, was it Vampire the Masquerade Chapters? And she was like, oh yeah, let's get this little bonus thing. Oh, and the shipping is $58. I was like, what? What? Yeah, so I died a little bit.
It's going to be a big box of stuff,
I know it is.
Though.
It's going to be a lot of stuff. I still can die inside, though. That is my choice.
So excited about Chapters. When's that coming up? Let's see here. Tiny Epic Pirates is next month. Oh, gosh. Everybody's stuff is delivering. I'm so excited. Added Brass Birmingham to it as well. Excited for both. February's looking good. And March. Oh, my goodness. Yes, Tiny Epic Dungeons is coming to Kickstarter soon. Absolutely.
That is true. And we have backed pretty much every Tiny Epic there's ever been, so.
So, I want to play For the King this evening. However, since I have to go pick up the childling, I don't know if I'm going to get to it tonight, everyone. So, stay tuned for that. If the time does change, I'll just set it up for next week on that. And
you should probably just call it and set it up for next week.
Yes, set it up for next week. Yeah, because I don't want to, it's stressful going out and then coming back and trying to start the stream up and everything. Like, my stream schedule starts an hour before with prepping the stream to make sure everything goes out and everything. So we're going to go ahead and schedule that for next week. And then next week we'll be playing some more games. So
we got an Imperium the Contention, which was a card-based 4X game that I was super excited about. We both were super excited about it. So if we can learn it in time.
And we're thinking about having our Patreon backers pick one of our next games, like basically sending a link out to our BGG list and having them pick any game they want on there for us to go ahead and play, which I think would be really, really fun. And what else?
Alan's asking if we stand by Tiny Epic Tactics. We got a copy of that one. I played it. I did not like it enough to keep it.
I did not like that particular one.
Tiny Epic Pirates was great, though. And I still like Tiny Epic Galaxies.
Right.
And I still will play that one anytime soon.
So
there's a bunch of Tiny Epics that I enjoy. Some are better than others.
Which I can't remember why I didn't like Tactics as much.
It wasn't as tactical as you thought.
Oh, that's what it was. Because you could I felt like you could rush people pretty easily, and you're right, that it wasn't as tactical as I thought it was going to be. So, which is sad because it's amazing. It looks amazing. Have you ever played Mandala? Yes, 100%. Love that game. So good. If you haven't played it, you need to play it. So good. Oh.
If you're new and you don't know who Greg is the third person that used to be on our show before COVID. He likes Mandala a lot too. He talks it up.
So good.
I thought it was fine. I mean, it is an abstract-y type of card game, so.
Tiny Epic Dinos got one play at my house, and that's it. Dinogenics came in right after Tiny Epic Dinos, and then we were like...
Here's the thing. All right, I want to talk about this real quick. Tiny Epic Dinos was really good, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's really good.
Then we got in Dinogenics, and they're similar enough, and it's like, I can spend an hour playing Tiny Epic Dinos, or I can spend an hour and a half and play Dinogenics, which is a bigger overall experience, and so I kind of had to weigh that out.
Well, it's just a matter of what you're going to play. Like, I feel like you would take them to two different places. So
yeah, well, Dinogenics is not something I want to travel to a convention with, where Tiny Epic Dinos is.
Maybe take over to, like, mom's house and play with them. Like, Tiny Epic Dinos is so much easier to tell people about and transport and stuff. Like,
yeah.
It's
Oh,
two similar games but used for different reasons.
Best of Star Trek. We actually played Dinogenics on our stream. I enjoy Dinogenics a lot. Dinogenics is one of those games that was good enough that I looked at the solo mode and I was like, can I just play this solo? Because I want to get through like the different scenarios.
Hashtag Greg who.
Yes, we definitely did a Dinogenics stream. We did it with Controlled Chaos.
And we did
the water.
A Tiny Epic Dinos stream as well.
Yeah.
So like you can actually go between the two streams and compare them.
See which one is more for you if you're interested.
Yeah, absolutely.
What is a Greg? Nobody knows. Greg is a, I would have to play it before I backed it. It's a different type of species. Oh, I really like Dinogenics.
Oh, okay. So somehow spent $100 on a blinged out Tiny Epic Pirates. How has it come to this? Oh my gosh.
I could see that.
But they had some really cool stuff on there. They had like the ghost ship and everything. Like, it looks really good.
Dinogenics is just the secret weight loss book for dinosaurs.
Oh, okay. Well, I think that's about it. We got anything else?
Yeah, probably not until next week.
All right. Check out our Discord in the links below so we can have our Discord disco party. And
check out Patreon.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll post that up today. And when I say we, I'm going to make her do it. Post a link so people can pick what our next game should be.
I think so.
I think that'll be one of our next upcoming games.
It'll be super fun. And we have some, I'll have to take a picture of the shelf of opportunity and see if you all want us to play one of those games as well, because I think that would be really fantastic. I don't know. I need like feedback from our
which ones to do?
Unmatched game too. Did everybody like our Unmatched game? I liked our Unmatched game.
I like Unmatched. We played it 3 times. We played it twice on stream, and then we played it again after that because we had to do like a best of 3.
It matters how well that Unmatched game goes if we're gonna go ahead and do another versus match that you all get to pick, because like it was a lot of fun to do, but it does take up one of our time slots. Did you renature? What is that?
No, we have not done renature. We don't have a copy of that one at this point. That's
Shelf
that new
of
Panda.
Opportunity.
That's the new Pandasaurus game.
Massive Dark. Don't talk about Massive Darkness Battle Cry.
How
that one
dare
is not
you.
on our shelf list.
It's it takes up a whole cubicle. I was talking to her about it too. I was like, we need to figure out if we're gonna play this
what
or
we're
not.
gonna do with that one, yeah.
Because when we got it, we got Arcadia Quest and we liked it a lot. So then when Massive Darkness came out, we were like, yeah. But then since then we've gotten Gloomhaven and all these other like dungeon crawl games, and I'm like, are we gonna play this one now?
Yeah.
And it was a lot of stuff.
It was a lot of stuff. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate all of your lovely faces out there talking to us in chat. It makes this show so amazing that we're able to talk with all of you about all of these Kickstarters. And is there anything special that we want to do in the comments? Give us a thumbs up. And if you're new to this channel, make sure to go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel. Ring the bell so you get notified whenever we go live. And is there anything else?
Yeah, I would actually, I'm curious if you guys want to leave it in the comments, if you like dice games, like dice-based arena combat or card arena combat better.
Oh, that's easy.
It's a very specific, I know what you think.
That's easy.
But I mean, everyone's different. Do you like the dice play more or do you like cards?
If you answer in the comments that you like dice better, I'm going to secretly judge you like this.
Dang. Yeah, Fatal, have you finally rang the subscribe bell? Come on.
Oh my gosh, all right, do that already. All right, everyone, we will see all of you later. Have a lovely, lovely weekend. Bye.